Sonic and Shadow Generations is releasing in just a couple of days. Before you know it, there probably is going to be spoilers all over the YouTube homepage before the game even comes out. With that being said, there's a burning question in every Sonic fan's head, and that is, when is the next Sonic game coming out? We have Sonic Rumble, which, you know, exists, and that's coming out soon, but we need to know more. We want more news. The fans' appetite for more games and news about games and discussion about games can never really be satisfied. Once Sonic and Shadow Generations and Rumble comes out, at that point, there are no further announced Sonic games for the first time in a while. I wonder if that's going to be the case going forward, or maybe we'll get some announcements soon, before the end of the year. Perhaps maybe before or after the third movie comes out. We'll have to see. But we got two new games that have potentially leaked, or whatever you want to call it. Two trademarks have been filed, so let's take a look. So according to this source right here, SonicCity.net, make sure to go give them a follow. It says, breaking, Sega has recently filed new trademarks for two upcoming Sonic projects. So without further ado, let's take a look at the first one, because this one is actually the most interesting, and it really gets the it gets your head going a little bit. The first trademark filed is for a game called Sonic Spin Battle. Sonic Spin Battle, huh? It's like, what could that possibly be? I mean, if you told me a year ago that we would be getting a Fall Guys clone that's set in the Sonic universe on mobile, I would have told you that you are absolutely insane. As a matter of fact, right after Sonic Superstars released, if you told me that one of the best 3D platformers in the Sonic series was going to release just 2 months later, I would have also told you that you're insane. If you told me also that that same game was going to release exclusively to mobile, I would have told you you're also crazy, in addition to the fact that it's only for Apple devices on Apple Arcade. So Sega has certainly been upping their game, and it seems like the business strategy going forward is putting out more Sonic games, outsourcing to other studios, investing more into the franchise. You know, the movie's coming out, so that's going to be big for Sonic. The game release schedule has been insane. We went through a big Sonic drought before Frontiers came out, and now it seems like we're just getting stuff left and right. So back to the discussion, what could Sonic Spin Battle possibly be? This might be massive copium, but hearing the words Sonic and battle in the same sentence will always send Sonic fans into a frenzy, speculating as to whether or not maybe we can get some type of Sonic Battle type game. You know, Sonic Battle was a Sonic fighting game set in the Sonic universe with a really cool, in-depth story with lore that's actually still canon to this day, and overall was a really popular game amongst the fans. Could this mean that in big 2024, maybe they'll be bringing some type of Sonic fighting game back? I mean, I don't know. Like I said, could be giant, massive copium. Literally everyone who is a Sonic fan has been begging them to bring a fighting game to the franchise. We don't really get enough of this. I mean, if you look at Super Smash Bros., Sonic's representation in that series is criminal. So hopefully they can do us a solid and deliver us a Sonic fighting game with the rich roster of characters that they have. But it's interesting nonetheless. One of the things that really sticks out to me about the name in particular is the fact that it says battle. The thing about the word battle is that it implies that there's going to be some type of conflict or struggle. Typically, when I hear the word battle, I think of, at least in the modern day and age, I think of like some type of PvP game. When you think about games like Sonic Forces Speed Battle, which also has the name battle in it. So I think also, in addition to the fact that maybe it could be a fighting game, it's probably going to be some type of PvP game. I don't know if they're going to go racing again. I mean, they have Team Sonic Racing, they have Forces Speed Battle. Maybe they're going to do something else with it, or it could be an entirely different franchise or entirely different spin-off. Sonic Spin Battle, like, I don't know what the spinning is, but maybe it's like Beyblades or something. Who knows? They did Fall Guys already, so maybe they could do something else. You guys may or may not remember this. This is actually a video from 2 years ago, but there was a Japanese recruitment platform that mentioned that Sega was looking for people with practical experience with Unreal Engine 4, action game development experience, and network game production experience, specifically citing peer-to-peer online multiplayer. So potentially they're looking for more online multiplayer games, which, you know, live service stuff is kind of like all the rage these days. That's what these companies are leading into. So while this game could literally be anything, I wouldn't be surprised based off of the word battle that maybe there's some PvP elements in this game and it features some type of online multiplayer, which has been prevalent in some recent Sonic games. So especially when you look at Sonic Rumble coming out soon. So we'll have to wait and see. But more of this speculation gets interesting, and kind of I feel like a picture is getting painted by the second game that was leaked out, and now we can talk about that. So the second game that is leaked out, according to the same source, SonicCity.net, is called Sonic Jump. And for those of you who are paying attention, people who have been keeping up with Sonic mobile games, Sonic Jump already exists. As a matter of fact, you can purchase Sonic Jump on the App Store right now for $2.99. So it's like, why are they trademarking the name Sonic Jump when the game already exists? So it's like, are they doing updates? Are they doing expansion? Are they modernizing the game? Like, what exactly are they doing? Are they bringing it to Apple Arcade? Who knows? But one thing that kind of stands out about this, and one thing that I find interesting, interesting is that Sonic Jump is a mobile game. So assuming that both of these games, or maybe one of these games, is a mobile game, it really wouldn't be all that surprising because it follows a lot of the trends and a lot of the marketing insights and like investor meetings and stuff that we've been following about Sonic. It seems like Sega wants to invest more in their mobile divisions because, let's face it, mobile games unfortunately make a lot of money, I guess. You guys may or may not remember, but when Sonic Rumble was leaked out, one of the leakers was also talking about more mobile games coming in addition to Sonic Rumble. So they were talking about potentially, one of the games that they were talking about is potentially a Sega Superstars tennis game. Also, I think they were talking about maybe a Sonic soccer game. Like, I don't know if any of this stuff is real. Also, they talked about a Chow spin-off mobile game. It was correctly leaked out that we were getting a Sonic Fall Guys game, but as far as the other three games, there's really no evidence right now that supports this, at least anything that's like concrete or confirmed. But we'll keep an eye on that, and potentially maybe these two trademarks could have something to do with the former leaked out mobile games. But we'll just have to wait and see, but it's definitely something to keep on the radar. Let's not forget that Sega spent $750 million to purchase Rovio, who is the creators of Angry Birds. So, they obviously specialize in mobile games. And I don't think they spent that much money on Angry Birds in order to get a skin for Red and Chuck in Sonic Forces Speed Battle. Clearly, they're going to use the expertise and mobile talents of Rovio in order to further develop that part of their business. We already know that Rovio has assisted with the development of Sonic Rumble, so I would imagine that it doesn't stop there. Mobile games clearly aren't going anywhere. As an industry as a whole, iPhones and phone technology is getting better, so they're going to start bringing actual high-quality games to phones in the future anyways. So in an interview with GamesBeat, they also said, how do you think about the franchise and how often do you want to make Sonic games? It was interesting when one of the creators talked about making Sonic content every day. Iizuka said, for consumer titles, our target is to release one new title each year. This year, we have Sonic Rumble coming out on the mobile side of things. We wanted to do something for Sonic on mobile. Alongside that, we have the movie, the animation, the comics. Those will come in between major consumer and mobile titles. We'll spread all that over the course of the year to keep Sonic fans excited. According to Sega themselves, we can definitely expect yearly launches for Sonic, and what I found interesting is that he talked about major and mobile, kind of separating the distinction. So maybe we're gonna get like a mobile game here and there, but also get major games, like console type games every year. I don't know. Hopefully that would be amazing. Expect this to be the trend going forward. We know that Sega has multiple Sonic mobile games in development and they're pushing for more. So if these two are both mobile games, I wouldn't be surprised, or at least at the very bare minimum, one of them. But also, you never know. One of these could actually be a major release. I wouldn't be surprised if sometime early 2025 we start to hear about the next Sonic game that comes out.